Hi, I'm Andy, and this is a video of a Hanix S B 480 mini excavator. I believe it is the same or very similar to a Hanix S B 580 and a Mitsubishi MX45, MX55. Fixed this for a buddy. The joysticks would not work. It had error code in the computer, and there's no information out there on these machines pretty much, so I figured I'd make a video for you guys, maybe help somebody out. This board right here, if your machine has a board similar to this should help you out. The manual is in Japanese. That is your error codes. This plug comes from your joysticks. Your joysticks change the voltage. About 2.5 volts is neutral. These two plugs are your spool valve feedback to let the computer know where the spool valve is. This machine, when I started working on it, these two plugs in the corner were mixed up. So it had a code 5P, or actually SP, and that meant something to do with voltages. Once I switched them around to where they were supposed to be, then it had a code S1, and is what that is this plug right here, and that is to do with the spool coils, the coils on the hydraulic spools. When you turn on the computer, it does a self-test, and they all have to be in the right resistance, 5 to 20 ohms. And there is LEDs right here. When you turn on the computer or the machine, it'll cycle them. And if you pay attention, if you have any of the S codes, you can figure out almost what's going on. Because when it cycles, it'll cycle through till it gets to the one that doesn't read right, then it'll stop. If they all read right, it cycles through right to left, and then the machine will come on. So if I remember right, these make a C code. I have the manual, I can help you out to figure out the codes. But this is what ended up being wrong with this machine, is these plugs right here. They had a light corrosion on them, and all I did is tighten up the pins inside, put some dielectric grease in it, and then also these connections down here, I tightened up the pins in a few of them and put dielectric grease in them. And also, the previous mechanic to work on this, some reason, switched around this blue and blackish wire there on the bottom, and that caused it to be goofy when I started it up. So you'll naturally have a code in here when you turn it on. This one has a potentiometer that's kind of hit and miss. That's the only other thing that I found. So when you start this one up, it gives it F4 code. You jiggle the one stick, it goes out. Now you see that code? That's for your safety switch. Flip that, it goes out. So I'm going to show you quickly, if the camera will pick it up. There's a reset button up here. Basically does the same thing as cycling the key. Watch those lights. See how it cycled through them? They also will turn on as you do a function. And it will give a code if there's an issue while doing a function. See this one, the safety switch and the potentiometer don't always match. That's that F4 that was up when we first turned the key on. So that one potentiometer should be changed in this stick, but you can live with it. Another note, this display over here, when there's an issue down below, will be blinking right about in here, saying CPU. And that's when you go down below and there'd be a cover over this. I took it off to show you guys. And then there'd be a cover over this. And there'd be a little window that you can look through and see all that. So, it may cover other machines too, but I know that from my research on this problem, nobody really had much useful information on it. And it took me looking through that Japanese manual and Google Translate to kind of figure out what was going on here. Now it seems pretty simple. So hopefully this helps somebody else out, and you feel free to ask me questions about it.